So considering an increase in effort level to an RPE of around 7 or 9 and the occasional set to failure, I would say that the lifter can now increase their number of sets to around 9 or 10 per week. With anything more than that really just turning into marginal gains. And the 15 sets being the upper limit where any more would put the lifter at an increased risk of injury, or it would just mean that the lifter is not training hard enough because he's able to tolerate such high volume. Now, applying these recommendations to an actual practical gym routine, and assuming we have the same lifter who is trying to grow his quads and his chest, following the same 3 times a week frequency full body split, now as a beginner lifter and with a weekly average of around 10 sets per muscle group, he could now do on day 1 3 sets on the chest press machine instead of the previous 2, and maintain the same 3 sets of barbell back squats. On day 2, he could do 3 sets on the barbell bench press, and now instead of the previous two sets on the leg press machine, he could now do 3 sets. A quick aside here, it may seem like these small volume differences amount to almost no difference at all, but take note that these lifters' training technique and his level of effort while executing the sets is now on a much higher level. Which means that a similar amount of volume will still be very effective at driving progress forward. And no, there's no need to swap exercises, no need to confuse, so to speak, the muscle to shock it into growth. No, the real stimulus here is coming from the increased effort and from the gradual increases in load while maintaining the same technique and the same number of repetitions. It's super, super important to understand this as a beginner lifter. Now, finally, on day 3, we could experiment with targeting the clavicular head of the pecs a little bit more by performing 2 sets of inclined dumbbell chest press plus 2 sets of inclined or leaning forward cable chest flies. For the legs, we could experiment with doing 2 sets of X squats and 2 sets of leg extension. Now, take note that you don't need to specifically do these exercises. They are not must-do exercises. What's special about these exercises is that they provide variety while placing the target muscle under tension. You can swap the exercises, but what's important is that you focus on compound lifts over isolation lifts, because the compound lifts are obviously more time efficient. There's more muscle mass being recruited for a shorter amount of time, basically. And also important, taking into consideration, is going to failure on a few sets here and there. I will recommend the last set of a given muscle group worked during the workout, so that just so that the lifter knows what it's like to go there, and so that he can practice adjusting his training effort accordingly over time.